Hello again! Okay, so it's been a while, but now I'm back on the tracks. So now I'm gonna talk about even if you don't get advanced in a language. Well, it's some sort of a learning tip for you guys too. So, even if you don't get advanced in a language, well, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect at all. I'm near native in Spanish and I've been living here for almost 4.5 years. And I'm watching a lot of Breaking Bad, that series you guys know, and it's subtitled in Spanish, and I'm coming across expressions and new words every day, and it kind of pisses me off because I live in Spain. That's a different kind of story. What I really want to talk about here is languages that you set your goal pretty high. You don't live in the country, you set your goal pretty high, like C1 or C2. You want to be advanced, because being near native, it's really difficult to be near native. You have to live in the country or use the language daily. But even if you don't get advanced in a language, well, what should you do? Well, my answer for you guys is pretty straightforward. I would say that especially people who want to learn so many languages, we tend to set our goals pretty high. So we want to be advanced. So sometimes there are certain languages who are very, very complicated, very difficult. Languages like Turkish, languages like Polish or Czech or other Slavic languages. Languages like, sorry guys, languages like, let's see, Hungarian, languages like Vietnamese, Japanese, and a lot of them. So there are languages which are pretty hard for us to reach an advanced level. So that's why when I talk about this, I set my goal as low advanced, and that low advanced for me is something that it will take a long time. It will take me a long time to reach that level. So I'll try to reach at least an upper intermediate level. So let's see, if I reach an upper intermediate level in languages like Russian, for instance, too, I believe we should be happy with that, because an upper intermediate level is a lot. It's quite a lot. People are right when they talk about teach yourself and decimal not giving you exactly that upper intermediate level. There's much more to be learned, more words, more vocabulary, and using 2 or 3 courses might take you to the very beginning of that level, of that stage. So I would personally say that a good upper intermediate level, it's okay. So in very difficult languages, just like some of those I just mentioned, and I will mention some of them that I believe it will be very hard for me to reach a low advanced level. If I can reach a low advanced level, that one day it will be after a long time, after several years of studying and reviewing and practicing and whatsoever. So I set my goal between pre-intermediate and low advanced. So, okay, let's give this example. Polish. I only started studying Polish recently. I'm not doing it exactly as an active language, but I know it will be very hard to surpass an upper intermediate level. So I set my goal between that. With an upper intermediate level, you can watch movies in standard language, and you can understand around, let's say, 75%. Let's not say 80, but you can understand like what 75% of a movie. You can understand like 80% of everything that you hear in everyday communication. Of course, you'll be limited in technical vocabulary. You will be definitely limited, and you might need to review some grammar and stuff like that. So, language like Polish for me, I believe that I set my goal as upper intermediate, at its most low advanced, and saying that low advanced, if one day I will be able to speak Polish at a low advanced level, it will take me a long time to do that, and it will be more than okay. So upper intermediate level, it's okay. Vietnamese. I have several courses for Vietnamese, but I can barely speak the language so far. I only know a few words and expressions. I don't even say that I speak Vietnamese, because I don't. I know a few words and expressions. I have a lot of troubles with the tones and even with the diacritics. So An upper intermediate level, it will take me a long time to do that, and it will be more than okay, more than enough. And Hungarian, well, I would like to learn Hungarian one day. I would say low advanced, but it might take me, studying orientation, it might take me several years to reach that level. Because I haven't even started yet. I only made a few lessons so far. And then you got this language, Estonian. Getting an upper intermediate level, I believe it will be more than enough, more than okay. I mean, more than okay. So you don't have to get, even if you don't get advanced, make sure that you set your goals between low intermediate, and when you say advanced, you say low intermediate, upper intermediate, low advanced. Make sure you reach that goal, an upper intermediate level. How to do it? Well, I believe that answering this question is much easier than really doing it, because I'm still working on it in a lot of languages like Finnish and Swedish, which is like I'm like low intermediate, and it's a low intermediate, and low intermediate counting on the fact that we know spoken language, and we know I mean we know more when we understand more than we really are able to speak and stuff like that. So I believe I would say that to you guys. You guys should focus your goals between upper intermediate level and low advanced, and make sure you do reach that upper intermediate level. You guys already know how, using several courses, learning colloquialism and slang, and review. We need to review what we and practice from time to time. And if you don't, when you can practice, the best way is to review from time to time. See you guys then.